Last night's events in Rio dashed any hopes the authorities may have had that the protest movement was losing impetus ahead of the forthcoming World Cup. You see spending on the Cup and things we don't need, rather than health, education and decent transport, she says. Led by the hardcore group known as the Black Blocs, hundreds of demonstrators descended on the central terminal, denouncing plans to raise the price of public transport. With millions of pounds of public money being spent on World Cup stadiums, the protesters' cry was FIFA, pay my fare. But events soon descended into violence and a running battle between riot police and demonstrators.
These are the most violent scenes we've had in Rio now for several weeks and months. This is the central station in the heart of the city, and this is ostensibly a protest against rising prices in public transport. Thousands of protesters have marched here now to the central station, where they've been met by riot police with tear gas and smoke bombs, and the situation here is now desperately violent.
Hundreds of anxious commuters were caught between the two sides as the confined space filled with tear gas. The clashes spilled outside the front line, Rio's main avenue at rush hour. As what appears to be a homemade device explodes, a journalist falls to the floor. First to help, my cameraman and I try to stop the bleeding from a gaping wound to Santiago Andrade's head. Amid frantic scenes, protesters blamed police for the attack, but it quite possibly came from the other side. 6 minutes later, we managed to get the photojournalist to hospital, still alive but in a critical condition. But even as the car speeds off, the clashes resume, proof that these anti-World Cup, anti-government protests have not relented and may even have gained fresh momentum. Woodard Davis, BBC News, Rio de Janeiro.